look, DeSantis, Florida, I fucking hate all of the above, but I saw a news headline about emphasis on Western values and culture and education. And here's the thing, though. Here's the beneficial part about Western traditional education that benefits everybody. If you have no sense of what came before and you're like, well, it's written by victors, of course it's written by victors, but the alternative is what's not written. And how are you going to find that out? But if you have a sense of history, the history of power, the history of governance, the history of things which influence, what you're experiencing nowadays. Some people are like, oh, history is a record of the victors. Of course it is, but it's also a record of like how you're living now, what you can afford and can't afford, where you can possibly find a job. All these things that pertain to you all have to do with the victors, because guess what? The victors are the ones governing you and running your life. No, they don't run well, they kind of do. You know what I'm saying? This might be an age thing. I don't know. But I walk around and I'm kind of thinking extra hard. My whole point about this is that why would you not want a traditional Western European education? Why would you not want that? People they call men of letters, right? So people, you think of like in England, it's people that just like brought up to. It was different back then. So nowadays you're thinking about rich white people. Like rich white people now don't do shit. They don't know shit. They don't do shit. They don't fucking. They're just toadstools, right? But back in the day, useless white people actually used to know everything. They used to have know several languages. J.R.R. Tolkien. There you go. There's a useless white guy that invented languages and was a preeminent author, and you still watch shows based upon his shit today. That's an example of the way things used to be. And they were called men of letters, and they were educated on all parts of the world. They could talk on all cultures. So, oh my God, really? Wait, yeah, they could actually talk on various cultures. They could read Sanskrit. Okay? So it's the opposite of the whole idea of nowadays of like white and Western and European being like Donald Trump. No. In the past, it was the opposite. Now, action-wise, colonial conquerings and such, of course, but that's part of the course. Whatever country or imperial power you have, regardless of the way they look, is going to exhibit the same reprehensible sort of traits, right? I mean, if you consider being like in power and conquering to be reprehensible, because nowadays, of course, you have people who are like dopamine and being in charge and conquering and seizing the day and all this other stuff, but not over somebody else. So, why would you emphasize that? Why would you emphasize? Because the opposite is telling people, okay, story time. We're gonna learn about Anansi the spider. We're not gonna hear about Peter Rabbit, and then we're gonna go learn some useful shit that you can do for these corporations on a computer. Okay, you're not gonna be able to sign your name or write your name, and you definitely won't be able to write a letter or communicate with anyone, except for in short abbreviated text. But you're going to be helping society. Well, no, you're going to be helping society. You're going to be helping yourself. But it's bullshit, right? Who's better off? Who is better off? The person who knows all the history, everyone's history, all the culture, everyone's culture, or the person who only knows what they need to know to make money? Again, who's going to benefit the most? The person who knows all of it, or the person who knows? Think about that, motherfucker.